Stop scrolling. If you do not own something, you are what is owned. The Matrix wants you poor, distracted, and addicted. Wake up.
The top one Warren Spend built a completely different game, and most people never even realize they are losing. It is time to wake up and stop playing a game rigged against you. Today we will know this truth.
The top 1% built a completely different game, and most people never even realize they are losing. It is time to wake up and stop playing a game rigged against you. Today we will know this truth.
Look closely at the people moving around you every morning. They swipe badges, sit at desks, and trade their waking hours for a direct deposit, operating on a loop that feels like progress but is actually maintenance. This pie chart breaks down the primary income sources of the richest people on Earth. You can see the bulk of the wealth distribution here. 75% are entrepreneurs, 15% are investors, 7% inherited their wealth, and 3% wealth class relies solely on an employee salary to build their net worth.
Did you know that over 60% of Americans earning over $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck? You don't have an income problem, you have a matrix problem. Meet you at the end of the video.
Throughout history, indentured labor systems provided workers with basic food, shelter, and water in exchange for daily toil. Today, you receive a paycheck, and you immediately hand almost all of it to landlords, grocery stores, and utility companies to secure that exact same food, shelter, and water. The numbers prove the system is designed to consume whatever you earn. Over 60% of Americans making more than $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck, burning through high salaries just to survive the month. Earning a high income without a solid mathematical system to retain it traps you in a psychological loop. You aren't building a life, you are operating as a financial asset owned by the broader economy. Breaking that loop requires a mechanical disruption. You must divert the first 25% of your income away from the consumption cycle and directly into growth. This means purchasing actual assets. Whether it is index funds tracking the massive scale of the trading floor you see here, or real estate that generates passive cash flow, you have to buy vehicles that naturally increase in value over time. To understand why early action matters more than capital, look at this side-by-side comparison of two investors. Billy starts investing in his 20s, while Phil waits until his 30s, but tries to catch up by contributing more each month. Here are the exact numbers plotting out their inputs. Billy puts in a total of $96,000 over his lifetime. Phil puts in $108,000. We will apply a standard 10% average annual return to both accounts. As we project this out to age 60, the growth curves separate completely. Phil walks away with around $678,000, but Billy's total eclipses him entirely, reaching $1.26 million. Billy invested $12,000 less, but made nearly $600,000 more. The wealthy do not inherently earn more than you. They exploit the math of compound interest by paying their investment accounts before anything else. But mathematical growth collapses if you are exposed to sudden ruin. The distress shown in this hospital waiting room represents a common reality. One unexpected medical bill, a layoff, or a major repair can wipe out years of progress. To prevent this, the next 15% of your income must fund a defensive shield. Calculate your baseline living expenses, multiply that by 5 months, and park it in a highly liquid savings account yielding 4 to 5% interest. With your baseline secure, half of your income, the 50% rule, goes toward your actual living essentials. High earners usually fail here by immediately inflating their lifestyle the moment their salary increases. They finance depreciating liabilities, like this red sports car. It provides a momentary spike in perceived social status, but it locks the buyer into a long-term contract that steadily bleeds their net worth. You can block this urge by instituting a mandatory 7-day pause. When you feel the impulse to buy a status symbol, force yourself to wait a week. The dopamine spike fades, and the rational brain takes over. True financial security is quiet. It is invisible capital compounding in an account. while visible luxury is usually a loud signal of high debt and imminent fragility. Humans have a finite amount of willpower. Behavioral studies show that 92. This 25-15-50-10 distribution is an automated defense mechanism against an economy heavily optimized to drain your bank account. The people who escape the paycheck cycle do not have superhuman discipline. They simply rely on rigid frameworks that make the correct financial decisions for them, bypassing human emotion entirely. Wealth is rarely about accumulating a massive pile of physical objects. It is the ability to bypass the rigid, exhausted crowd and purchase ultimate, uncompromised freedom over your own time. Implement this math, and you can stop operating as a corporate asset.
The Matrix only works if you keep playing. It is time to step out. My name is Sentinel, and your escape begins now. Subscribe.